we might as well start now. I should probably also bump the volume down on that a smidge. Can't say I've chatted with you before. I think I'd remember if I had. See if I should have fighting, have you? What do you mean by that? And where besides? Rest assured of no secret designs. Who's grandson? Bounty hunter by trade. Fascinators. When the first light eyes on you, I had a feeling I'm gonna say a tough git. Thought that I must get mistaken for the warrior of darkness folks have been talking about recently. Easy, killer. Tell us who you are or what you've done. The only thing I'm looking for these days is a like-minded partner. Someone willing to join me in this, in the hunt for the biggest prize this side of Northrend. I'd hear the details first. What did that grab your attention? Dikayo seems the fiend I'm after. Well, the so-called cardinal virtues, as folks are wont to call them. There were hopes that somehow the death of Vorthrin and the Duns would put an end to person, but alas, no. Seems that the rules that bind other Sin-Eaters don't apply to the virtues. Former warriors of light, the esteemed heroes who saved the realms a century ago. Your old Brandon was one of them, I'm told. Tell me if you've heard this all before. Anyway, like his comrades, Brandon died in the process, only to return relatively recently as a Sin-Eater. Better to torment we few who survived their mercy. Needless to say, I aim to put an end to all that. With the pitch, so what's the answer? Interested in hunting Dikayo scene with me? I'm not entirely sure on how to pronounce that name. A bit of hesitation. Like you, sinner. Nevertheless, I need you to humour me and prove you're the dab hand as I think you are. For my sake, all's yours. The reports of stray Sin-Eaters straying too close to Crystarium. Come with me and put my mind at ease. Yeah, we're pretty much going to go through our 70 to 80 roll quests, after which we shall go through the probably make sure I've got that in. After that we're going to start working on the envelope commands. And after we've got all those sorted, we'll be moving on to the raids. We'll be starting off level 60 ones, then 70, then 80. Then current. And by raids I'm going on about the Alliance raids, not the A-man ones. Make a battle and kill. So basically we'll be doing this series, not this series. We've already done this series on stream, so I don't need to worry about that. Stuff like Void Arc and Ravenasta? I think it's Ravenasta. Read around that. One or two. There you are. Very good. Sin-Eaters. Sin-Eaters were after, sighted to the west of Ancestor Gate. through there before we begin our search. Oh, if you happen to have any objections, particularly sin eaters for sport, remember that many were once innocent people. Doing them a favour put them out of their misery. At the very least, up 12 my gear. Look, apparently, I didn't decide to do that. Good. Being like, playing it your first time. Maybe this one small just to confirm it wasn't a fluke though. As we could do less sin eaters. Anyway, shouldn't be much further. Oh, wrong one. To that one. It's Papa level. It's Papa level. It'd probably be a good idea for me to. Oh wait, no, I can't. Never mind. It'd probably be a good idea for me to call the person pick up the level 80 relic armor. But can I do that? Because that requires I go through this road pass. That'll do. Exactly the sort of man I've been looking for. God save you all. My apologies for subjecting you to such a silly test. I'd rather not have an amateur's death on my conscience. Go back to the wandering stare. Make this official, shall we? What I should probably do is take a quick call to thing. Brain's blanking on the name of it. Yeah, actually, I know I've just flown all this way, like, to get back to the town, but I think we might. Charlie, and that's what it's called. Pick up some level 80 ammo there. Just so we've got, like, you know, a base level of gear. That way I'm not running around trying to do level 80 quests in, like, level 70 armor. Well, 70, 74 I think. 75. Eesh. Right, craft here. I'm sure low defense. Why does that have low defense? F591. Yeah, well, I'm not even going to question it. Oh, crikey, that's actually quite expensive. Right, what's the other thing at 74? Shield and weapon. Oof. I don't know if I'll have the money to sort this out. Well, at the very least we can do that. Just a place enough to carry us through. Oh, that was level 78. No. Oh dear. Right, we might struggle a bit on this quest line. Oh dear. The worst part is, I spent some of this gearing up not crafter. Caster. So, just to make sure you're still keen on our arrangements, you join with me and hunt Dreadfeet in the Chiasine with an end to his accursed existence. Yeah, sure. Excellent, then it's settled. Now, every hunt begins with an investigation. Ours is no exception. Chiasine can be rather difficult easy to pin down, but before we commence ours, we do well to attend our respective preparations. We know when you're ready to proceed. All set to embark on our great hunt? Well, let's be about it. Before you ask, I have no intention of leading us out into the wilds without an inkling of the Chiasine's whereabouts. Northrend may not be a particularly large realm, even before the flood, but it'll take us a dozen lifetimes to scour every nook and cranny. We'll start by asking around a place I know for a fact the Chiasine has attacked before. The village of Wright, Cluja. I don't have a reason to believe he will return. I'd like to think that the survivors might know a thing of value. After all, I can be sure that they haven't forgotten the day that came through. So let's be off then. That one. Now, if it were a lower level, I could probably just farm a dungeon a few times, but the issue that I have is the stuff that I need is like level 80, which means I can't farm something for it. Welcome to Wright. I reckon it might not seem like much to you, but to me, never mind. Leave that conversation for after. Back into Chiasine. What matters right now. Let's split up and ask after the game. Your odds have turned up some useful information that way, Berger. Yeah, probably. Probably. Up. Mario? Huh? Where'd you come from? You're all with me. Chiasine, right. These damned eaters are spitting image of a Galgant knight at the kerosene. But Sylvia, I know when he came, he'd seen the carnage. You would. Sorry, I can't talk about this. Ah, what? You went with me. Senator? The one that came and killed everyone? Gods, is he here? Why are you talking about it? Oh, I should have stated so. Death out here now. Death and horror and elitism. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, anything worth sharing? Wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. What we saw that day, Lee did to us. We're moving on from that. What's actually happened here? Well, I was planning to tell you the whole story eventually, but I suppose now is as good a time as any. I was born and raised in Reich. Lacking any real prospects, I eked out a living as a hunter. I tried my hand at something more exciting had I not also been trying to provide for the love of my wife, Melinda. About a year ago she accepted a commission from the Gilmoran trader. Oakdale's dealt mostly in antiques. This bracelet in need of restoration. Old with questionable provenance, but supposedly it once belonged to royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthus, he called it. There had been talking about tying the proverbial knot, buying land, building a home, that sort of thing. Around here, that might not take much, but still a lot more than we had. When the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyards to pick up some extra tools and materials she needed for the work. Quality stuff. It'd pay for itself 10 times over. When I got back to Wright, Kerosene had been busy. With at least a dozen newborn eaters fluttering about, trying to make sense of their new lot. Grandmother who lived next door and shared the fruits of her orchard with us. A gruff woodsman, prior to our doorstep in the of winter, both of them reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. Wasn't time to mourn or to think. Started looking for Melinda. And then there she was, alive and well. Our eyes met and we knew it was going to be alright. We ran for each other and for now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. For a moment she was there, right there, in front of me. And the next, she was... She knelt and took the fangs of Orthus and left, leading a host of sin eaters out of Wright. But Melinda? I didn't see her as anything else. We hadn't budged, she was hovering there instead, waiting for me to... Well, I could never say no to her. Not once in the years we'd been together. All the times she'd welcome me home with a bowl of hot stew. All the times she'd laughed at my crude jokes and give me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. Well, then and there have my vengeance. I have seen him die at my hand. Scars into flesh to the mirror the ones he left upon my soul. The enduring reminder, the vow that I dare stray from the path. Ah, hold on, no need to wallow in it. I want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off our hunt. Go with me to the inn. That's a spirit. Still, I've some unfinished business here, so if you'll give me a moment before we resume, I'm most grateful. But we kept you waiting, Sinner. Very eager to get back at it, as am I. Trouble is, in your absence, I've failed to turn up any information on the whereabouts of Dick Hyoscene. There is one line of inquiry I've yet to pursue, though. Fangs of Orthus. The bracelet my beloved was supposed to restore, and that the Eater took with him when he left right. Sin Eaters are mindless fiends driven only by base instinct. Everyone knows that. They've no need for worldly possessions. Hyoscene took the bracelet anyway, which can only mean that there's something unique about this particular antique. The sinless gid's somehow different from the rest of his ilk. Either way, I need to learn more about the Fangs of Orthus, and I just meant to ask. Gilmore trader who commissioned Melinda's services. Which I'd love to question him myself, though I don't think that's an option. Even though Dick Hyoscene's attack a year ago is common knowledge, I doubt the trader will believe that an Eater stole his precious trinket. More likely to accuse me of theft and have me clapped in irons. So I'm afraid you'll have to go in my stead. Melinda said he was a regular at the Beehive, so try looking there first. Alrighty, real moment. Fair enough. Some person with a horse head. Else I can't even tell. Probably. God knows. Ah, there you are. What do I owe the pleasure that is your... Fangs of Orthus, you say? How very interesting. I'd be glad to tell you everything that I know. On the assumption that you should recover it, you will see it return to its rightful owner at once. I purchased a bracelet from a travelling peddler who claimed it was a relic of Verbet, a warrior's kingdom that fell with the flood like so many others. He spoke true. From what I could tell, I intended to sell it to a collector here for a tidy profit. But having it properly restored by an artisan in right. Alas, she was one of several casualties of a Siniter attack, during which the Fangs of Orthus mysteriously vanished. I have, of course, been keeping touch with several contacts in the off chance that the thief might attempt to sell it. They have not, regrettably. But a piece of similar design did recently surface in Modsuk, I'm told. I was planning to dispatch an agent to investigate, but you seem more than capable of fulfilling the role. As an incentive, you may rest assured that any information that aids me in the acquisition of the Fangs of Orthus or similar relics will be rewarded. So, what did our industrious patron have to say? It might be Montsouk. So he thinks it was stolen, eh? It's as well. I don't know where to head next if it weren't for his distrusting nature. If this piece of similar design is related to the finds of authors, it might attract the Kayasine's attention, assuming it hasn't already. Let's go. And Montsouk. Alrighty. And fine weather having today, Montsouk, isn't it? No such thing as a thing without value. There's a crate of these folks. And no shortage of verbitite trinkets here. Only the right one, on the other hand, is a challenge. I say divide and conquer and all that. That's sad what happened with the verbal. Well met, well met. How may I be of service to you? Oh, choker that once belonged to verbitite royalty, you say? Only I had such a remarkable treasure in my possession, but no, I do not. In all my years, yeah, I have never heard of someone unearthing such a thing. Shame. About you, human peddler. Yes, do you have business with me, traveller? Ah, the verbitite choker. Is that what this fuss is about? Then you're in luck, for my husband has yet to sell it. Once he realised how valuable it was, though, he insisted on carrying it with him at all times. You're not willing to wait for him to return, but find him at the ruins, where he's scavenging for relics. Not far. I've got a bad feeling that thing is going to show up here. What news, friend? I think it was that easy. The look of the Fae. We need to worry. My theory's correct, then as long as that scavenger has a choker, he's attacking for the Cassian. Now, I've just realised I'm going to need to be really careful with how I'm using the money, because like 6.5k left. Mercy, mercy. Take whatever you want, but please don't kill me. Only Please, I beg of you, He's turned into one of them things. please, please. It's just how much this place sucks. It doesn't suck in a sorry bad kind of way. It sucks in a kind of this is all just sad. Maybe you missed the fun. A bit off a bit more than you could chew. Well, because it was a newborn. You can tell by the lingering vestiges of intelligence itself. See it in their eyes. Winter kerosene. Don't tell me. You saw him? Looking wide. He took the choker too? Damn it. Them don't. I keep getting away with it. I keep getting away with it. Is that right? Too late to save him. It was too late to save her. Not again. Never again. I'll hunt you to the ends of the world, Dick Iosine. Vengeance will be mine. Right, yes. Near the time or the place. More readers could be about. Now we cut one down. Let's move first of her. It failed to stop him this time. But what matters is we both live to see another day. It's the scavenger didn't. His wife doesn't yet know. She's become a widow. So that I'll tell what's happened. I've been there. Maybe it'll help me to find the right words. Not that there even are any. Afterwards, I'll have a good think about our next step. Don't let me keep you from other affairs. We'll speak soon. Listener, I broke the bad news to the widow of that scavenger while you were away. Took it about as well as you'd expect. After she cried herself hoarse, I started asking her about the choker and where her husband got it. Seems he and his mates took a trip to Ilmeg a year or so back. Opened the cart off all the verbitite treasures they could carry from an untouched ruin they'd learned about. Of course, in their greed, they neglected to account for the Feyfolk. Killed or drove mad most of them. Those who survived didn't come away empty-handed, though. In fact, they'd stumbled upon a remarkable find. 3 sacred treasures of the royal family. escaped with 2, the fangs of Orthus being one of them, sold by another scavenger to a Umoran. Either that merchant who met at the beehive or an agent of his, I'd wager. So the merchant gives it over to Melinda for restoration, after which the Kerosene attacks Wright, presumably because he's after it as well. Meanwhile, the scavenger here in Modsuk keeps the choker, the eyes of Orthus, locked away for safekeeping. When he finally decides to sell it, the Sinless Git shows up again. Brings us to here and now. And if I know why, but at this point there's no denying that the Kerosine's been hunting the royal relics. And so, assuming he hasn't already claimed the third one, the claws of Orthus, I say we should get our hands on it first and then use it to lure him out of hiding. But to that end, venture into the Fairy Kingdom ourselves. The scavengers didn't receive the warmest welcome. Not like to be treated any better. I've traveled to Olmec before. Have you now? The devils let you go? Do they seem to take no liking to you? Well, that settles it then. Led to Olmec. Ask after this in Verbitite Ring. Ilmegi. On the way to Little Run. Completely missed the dude. That was a remarkably uneventful trip. Kept jumping at shadows waiting for eaters or foul demons or woes to attack. Though that might be preferable to the Fae friendly. Still, we'll have to deal with them eventually if we're going to find this ring. Well, we know we're part of Verbitite society and without their help, I'm not sure where to even begin our search. Perhaps there's a village of sort you can guide us to. There's that in the air. Very well, lay down, Sinner. Yeah, if it's in the same zone, I don't mind, like, flying around. The issue is when it's like 2 or 3 zones away and you just get to teleport. There is no other option. I mean, there is. It takes a while. Apologies. This one's Oh, hello there. You have questions for me? Laws of Orthus. It's a ring, you say? Name I have heard before, but I know nothing to say of that. Oh, it's too old to save the royal family before the flood. Somewhat temperamental they are, but surely they have knowledge of the treasure you seek. Something about your demeanour to speak a question unasked. Have I the right of it? Thing that belonged to the royal family of Verbet. It was called the cause of Orthus? Verbet is long gone, as the caretakers of the ring you seek. As are the caretakers of the ring you seek. Who can say where they might have gone to? Who can say where the dream is? Get yourself a conversation or three.
Anything interesting?
So this Sun Ul is the one I will be able to speak to, eh? Former servant of the royal family. Really lived well over a century. Rocky. There you are. I do not know you. You seem to know me. I'm here. The fifth was discovered yesterday. A girl not yet of age, transformed into a misshapen beast, like the others before her. If we needed more proof of a pattern, this rate any citizen could be next. Tell me you at least learned something from this one. I studied her remains myself. It was plain a powerful magic had been employed. Vestiges of the enchantment lingered long after. The culprit, I think, is not a man to be trifled with. All I can say for now, but you may rest assured. I will ascertain their identity alone. On my honor as court mage, I swear it. Until I do, however, I would implore you and your fellow knights to dispatch any who turn or signs without hesitation. These are our kith and kin. We will not try to keep them alive until a way to reverse their transformation can be found. Mercy would place countless others at risk. As a knight of Verbet, not vowed to serve all her people. Justice for the weakest among us, was it not? How many such innocents will die before you do what needs to be done? It pains me deeply, Brandon. The safety of the royal family is paramount. To take anything less than the most drastic measures would be to invite death into this castle. Death is already here, surely you must see that. Not let it be whispered that the Princess Soldia turned a blind eye to her people's suffering. These crimes are a tragedy that weighs upon every Verbetite's soul, mine most of all. And that is why I will take charge of the investigation myself. My lady, be reasonable. You cannot put yourself in harm's way. You have a responsibility to your subjects. So I'm to gamble with their lives instead? Let them shield me while I alone take shelter and look down upon them from on high? Yes, exactly, you are the princess. You are Brandon, yes? The new recruit? A rather promising one from what the captain has told me. You will attend me personally. My lady? You heard me. I'll not stand idly by when I have the power to make a difference. Together, we will see justice done for all, as your vow and as your princess demand. Lady Soldier, I understand. Give me my hesitation. Life and my soul are yours to command. I have great expectations for you. I trust you will not disappoint me. Right. There is no telling when our culprit will strike again, so we must begin our investigation at once. There are witnesses to be questioned, clues to be gathered. Come, come. But now? Lady Soldier. Lady Soldier. Lady Soldier. The stubborn child. Wish you the best of luck, Brendan. Need it and more. Hey, you alright? You were holding your head as if racked by terrible pain. What happened to you just now? Well, I can sometimes view a vision of the past from people's memories. Lady Soldier? You saw her with your mind's eye? It is as I suspected, you have the gift too. Well, like Brandon. What do you mean he's like Brandon? Why'd you come to me? What did you seek? I see. This hunt of yours, you have come to Ilmeg in search of the claws of Arthas. I'm afraid this is no simple matter. First, I would know that you are capable of facing the eater you seek. There's a spot in the river not far from here which I used to bathe, until a number of beasts grew equally fond of it. Whoever warrior you claim to be, they should pose no challenge whatsoever. As for you, I have questions. Let's go. Yeah, I like the way that the story is going at the moment, because if we can manage to bridge a gap between the source and the 13th, that people can actually traverse, then we just need to find a way to access the others. And then we could like we just need a way to get something to them, I suppose, that we can like lock onto. There we go. Yeah. Sanum oven? Good, good. And had the heart to do it myself. They were no ordinary beasts. Old friends who had survived the flood. Victims of the curse you heard us speak of in your vision. So this curse transforms people into monsters, like how the Sin Eaters can spawn more of their own kind. Speak no more of this matter until after you have completed the task I set before you. This is not negotiable, grandson. Entity accepted my terms, and so was you. So secretive, the both of you. I'll just speak plain. Malcolm refuses to acknowledge his situation. This may take time, but I am patient indeed. I've dealt with many stubborn child in my life. Exemplary timing. It was not more than a moment ago that grandson returned, having at last obliged my humble request. Humble request, not but no better than a Yulmore and aristocrat. So accustomed to making others do their bidding, I tell you. Love's not putting about taking orders from a dog. Ere you continue, I must give me cause to reconsider aiding your hunt. Perhaps you should ask your questions. Fine. Dante saw a vision of you and Brandon looking thick as thieves. You're friends, eh? Who's up to now? Brandon is dead. He died a century ago together with his comrades in an attempt to halt the flood that they themselves set in motion. Presume you speak of the Eater that put up possession of his corpse. I can't say no. Unlike most Eaters, he's been doing more than roam about aimlessly. For some reason he's been hunting down royal treasures of old Verbit. He's been killing anyone who got something on his way. Is he now? What irony. Even in death he remains a slave to duty. Yet brave and true. He's a murderer. I'll not hear it said otherwise. He ruined my life. Killed my beloved right in front of my very eyes. Every night I go to bed dreaming of the day I'll take my revenge. I see. You have suffered a terrible loss. But your thirst for vengeance is quite natural, understandable. It is ultimately misguided. Unusual behaviour notwithstanding, Cassian is nevertheless no more than an eater. To hate him is to also hate the sea that claims the ship, the disease that steals a child, tremor that topples the home, mindless force of nature that begets destruction, driven by a fragmented memory. Don't you dare make excuses for him. Think I wanted any of this? Grew up on a farm, I could barely wield a sword. Now I've got to kill one of the blooming cardinal virtues. Hate and anger and vengeance are all I've got now. Every waking moment is dedicated to plotting his death. It has to be. It has to be. Just tell us where the goddamn ring is, and we'll be on our way. This is how it has to be, You have to be? Nay, I think not. You ask too much, demand far, far too much. In exchange for what? This I cannot abide. You're trying to barter with me. Okay, tell me what I want to know, and I'll beat it out of you. Back up. I won't let anyone stand between me and my... Brandon was a dear friend. I know that Eater disgraces his flesh and his memory pains me more than I can well express. It would bring me great comfort if you were to grant him peace. I would like to share with you a story, if you would be so kind as to join me near Gale. Good point. I'm honestly not sure on how to pronounce some of these names. so I think after stream I'm going to pick up those and get those sold. Be a nice amount of EXP at the very least. It's beautiful, even now. Alice have forgotten dreams. Before it was like Gaia. And with Verbert it was Moon's Licht. A memory of mine in which you want a troubled time, when people of our kingdom were preyed upon by an ambitious fool. Brandon, then a young knight who just won his spurs, caught the eye of Princess Soldia. Chose him as her personal guardian. However, he was far too inexperienced. Was unable to keep her safe when he ventured outside these walls for one of her investigations. For his failure, stripped of his knighthood, and shortly thereafter he quit Verbert. But I will never see him again. But then, one day, he returned, one of several wandering adventurers led by a man named Ardbert, and accepted our invitation to look into the mysterious transformations, which had continued unabated in Brandon's absence. Lady Soldia was overjoyed, and for a time, it was like nothing had changed. They spoke often and grew even closer. Then came the day when we learned the truth. And that the architect of our kingdom's suffering was none other than the court mage, Tadric. Ah, weird. Tim Brandon. Sorry. Oh my. Come, let's have done with it. With you, Tadric, do not deny it. Tormenting our people, twisting and transforming them into monsters, and for what? Brandon. And after I took such pains to be rid of you. They strip me of my titles, but not my oaths. Serve Lady Soldia on my dying breath. As you like. Once I have killed you and your friends, there will be no one left to stop me from claiming the throne. Hear me, my children, the hour of reckoning is at hand. Rejoice, for in noble sacrifice shall you find everlasting glory. But Tadric, it hurts. Soon you shall know no more pain. Make it quick for old time's sake, but now I think I ought to take my time. I should have just gone right the way to end, and it's just like, aha, interrupt. You're so upset. Meddlesome wretch. His kingdom is by rights mine. Brandon, what's the meaning of this? Patrick, you. But why, after serving us so faithfully for so many years? I am no servant. No servant. Not your mother or your father or you. Oh, not oh, sorry. My lady? God damn you. Oh dear, speak to me. Oh, my dear, brave Brandon. Am I your princess still? Do you honor your vows even now? Now and ever after, my lady. My sword is yours to command. That is well. I still had the strength to wield it myself. Still your heart, brave Brandon. The good of Verbet and her people. No. No, I cannot. I will not. Honor your vows to your kingdom, princess. Your friend never doubted you. Knew that you would return. See justice. Justice. Should be me. Sword. After. rounded up the rest of Tadric's co-conspirators, tossed them in the jail. The ones who haven't been corrupted by his magic, that is. Not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. No? You saw what happened? Beg them to do it. Wonder. Let us quit this place and return to Pliny. More likely fair kingdom of Ilnak. Shark. Let me type in chat, I wonder. Did they miss a thing? Oh, apparently I did miss something. Start going towards Eden Ram instead of towards Amy like I was supposed to. That's a whoops and a half. You know why I entered into the royal family service many long years ago? When I was attacked by a wild beast which nearly tore me to shreds, it was Lady Sondir that came to my rescue. She saved me, and that was a debt that can never be repaid. There is naught in this world which holds greater value than life itself. Not even her death absolves me. So I must always first consider her wishes, her desires. What she would want for me and her kingdom. Brandon, and yes, even from you, grandson. For me? You find oneself in opposition to another, to the other. Another bereft of complexity, of nuance. Wholly devoid of redeeming qualities, a villain indeed. There's comfort and certainty in hatred, but it's a false and fleeting comfort. What with lies we tell ourselves about who we are, what we must be, what we must do. Never you mind the cost. If anything, The more we offer up in sacrifice, the better. You not see? Brandon was right to hesitate, to doubt. The unwavering blade cares not for whom it serves, nor who it cuts. I think I need a moment. You do as well. Leave us for now, simply. Son, giving you ample time to consider the path that has brought you here. It invariably leads all who walk it. I know what to do after I lost Melinda. Mourn her or how to live. Well, if I put it on kerosene, everything into the hunt, that at least I have to think about myself and what comes next. I wanted to hollow myself out and fill that hole with hate. Forget who I was. The irony of ironies. What the Hobbit tried to do to himself a century ago too, isn't it? Men making hard choices. What about? Hold on to Melinda and the memories you shared. Let that love guide you. Right. I don't need the hate. Never did. I'll finish it for Melinda, Brandon, and then I'll move on. Move on, you say? Can't live off hate. Wouldn't have made it this far, frankly. The more I try to reach it, the more I find sorrow, pity. First not fate, but mourn her victims. Remember the dead as they lived. Alright, something like that. Except that he would agree, and Melinda, if she were here, probably slap me a dozen times and call me a fool for acting the way I have. Maybe you've been thinking about doing that in her stead, eh? Apologies for treating you with such disrespect before so long. I'd like to claim I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me all this time, but I'm still getting my head around it. Recognizing your faults is the first and most important step. I will tell you what I know of the Claws of Orthus. The ring, together with the bracelet and choker, were 3 relics passed down through the royal family over generations, signifying the owner's right to rule. Princess Soldia was the last of her line. After her death, they were stored in a sanctuary for safekeeping. However, a year ago, a band of thieves learned of its existence. The ones who stole the fangs and the eyes of Orthus? Yes, the relics were concealed with magic boards. I presume that once they were spirited away, the kerosene was able to sense their presence. Even in death, a slave to duty, you said? I think you pursued the thieves out of an instinctive loyalty to the princess? That I do. After all, he was content to leave them be as long as they remained hidden. Only 2 of the 3 were taken, and the 3rd is stolen. In the Claws of Orthus, they will surely come for you, yes. Team Gaius is where you must go. To arrive at the place I marked on your map, cast this powder into the air. The glamour will fade. You will see the chest with the ring. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Sulu. Promise will bring you from peace. With me, sinner. May you find peace as well, child. I'm sure it was like over this one. Oh, no. Again with the completely wrong direction. Like, I have gone through this quest before. In fact, I think I've been through all of them, except I don't think I finished the magic DPS one. I'm not entirely sure how that one finishes. But we shall see that in maybe a week's time. Because once we're finished with this once we're done with this role quest, we'll end for now. I'll try and push on to do some more leveling. I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna need to hit level 90 on a tank, healer, and a magic DPS. I've got a physical. Mushroom powder, go! I toss the powder into the air. It slowly settles on the earth, twinkling bolts of light. The coffin begins to take shape. Must be the close of Alphas. All that's left to do is to decide when and where we want to confront the Eater. We don't get that choice. Or we could deal with it here and now. The definitely shall appear. Hey there, old man. I don't know you don't. I don't know you, and you don't know me. I know your story. I know this isn't you, and I know that if Lady Soldy over here would say the same thing. I'll be over soon, I promise you. That's what I was gonna do, okay. barely scratches his heart. Victory. That's gonna suck. Well, that was fun. Turns. I wish my heal's actually, healing. Because there's a chance that my failed is just due to his health. Completely ignoring mechanics now. Oh god. Oh god, that guy's hip. If we could like stop neglecting mechanics, that'd be good. There we go. I thought it was going to dying because it's just like running into mechanics. Meter. Then go. Your puppet. Finally. Watching Melinda. Ever after, my lady Sonia. My sword is yours to command. Brandon? Still in there? I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost. The sacrifice. Wait, is he trapped in the memory still? You're wrong, Brandon. That's not what she would want. Go with your anger. Go with her. Would make me lesser in your eyes, wouldn't it? Under a burden that need not be mine? Well, not to forsake compassion and love, and not dishonour your memory. So dear. Oh. With that, the three treasures of the royal family are reunited. Now I've just got to find a place to stick them that no scavenger ever stumbles upon them again. My back pocket. This we can do for the princess and her nanny, alright? Maybe Swallow will have some ideas. Let's head back to Platini. Yeah, the other one that I wish I could have done this as instead would have been Gunbreaker. Because I do rather like Gunbreaker. Sightseeing thing up there. Is it done? Brandon has been laid to rest. You saw us when we arrived. You really have to ask. But suppose not. My dear friend, I pray you found peace. And what of you, grandson? Has the turmoil in your heart subsided at last? I suppose so. Though, to be honest, I felt like I made peace with him before we even fought. You finally saw him for what he was and accepted that truth unto your heart. Battle was but an afterthought. Easy for you to say, you didn't have to cross blades with the bloke. By the way, I've brought you some gifts. 3 royal relics of velvet, and Brandon was safeguarding both the bracelet and the choker. And now it's your turn to look after the whole lot. What Lady Soldier and the Knight would have wanted, I reckon. Yes, of course. Their souls may sleep soundly forevermore. Let's shrine these relics for all eternity. I can feel a sneeze coming. Feel so now. Really annoying feeling that one. Now that settled, I suppose we should be on our way. There's a detour I'll have to take, but afterwards, I'd like to speak with you back at the usual spot in the Crystarium. We will, so all. I think that one has a bright life ahead of him. You can find the strength to overcome such terrible tragedy, but he did. As have you on no few occasions, I'm sure. And a pleasure. You visit me if you ever yearn to hear about hear an old fool prattle on and on. Back to the Crystarium. Now I reckon this should probably get us about just short of halfway, which means when we do the caster ones, like the DPS and the healer ones, we should almost be a full level through. And I'm not saying that because like I'm halfway through here, because it won't do anything for Paladin EXP. But I'll press the right buttons, there we go. Scholar and Arcanist are both linked with EXP because they both span from pretty sure it was Arcanist. Yeah. So because they both span from Arcanist, they both have like a shared EXP pool. Which means the EXP that I get for one, I get for the other. So I can level them both using the same, using different questions. Well, that's enough. See you made it back safe and sound. Return to where it all began. Can't help but think back to when I first came here. Thinking only of Biosing, my revenge. So wrapped up in my own personal affairs that I didn't realise I was only pushing others away. And that was was the only one who saw through the facade. Except if one eye. One look at me when I got back and broke into a smile. But enough about him. Yet thank you properly, Anthony. So much for sticking with me to the end. So, thanks for you. Good question.
I'd say I feel at home here or in right.
Anywhere else? I might spend some time on the road. May not be as skilled fighter as you, but I reckon I'm better than most. There's always someone in need of a reliable sword hand. Melinda would want me to use my talents for a noble purpose, and helping folks in need fits that bill. Isn't that what Brant and his comrades wound up doing in the end? So, let's not call it goodbye, let's just say till the next hunt. Wheresoever you may go, you find shades in it. And that would have unlocked the paladin well, all the tank stuff I suppose for the level 80. Well, not the level 80 gear from what it is called, Arnold. I want to call him Arnold. He's not called Arnold. I don't know what it's called. That one guy. You know what I mean. You know. Scholar is the wrong one, I want Summoner. Summoner's the right one, Summoner's this one. We'll save Healer for last, because I vaguely remember that one. But yeah, that'll be it for us for tonight. We'll come back to this sometime next week, and I shall catch you next time. I know.